זה עוד יום שישי, נושם את האוויר, האור והצל משחקים, שוב תופסת השולחן ערוך, תמונות ילדות על הקיר, שיירות לבנות חוזרות מבית כנסת, והריח הזה ששורט לי את הלב מתגנב ופותח דלתות אל אושר קטן, אל אותו שיר ישן שעובר אצלנו במשך דורות. מתנות קטנות, מישהו שלח לי מתנות קטנות, רסיסים של כוונה, עיגולים של אמונה. מתנות קטנות, מישהו שלח לי מתנות קטנות, כמו הכוח לקבל את מה שאין, את מה שיש, מה עוד אפשר כבר לבקש. זה עוד יום שישי, מרפסת ועיתון, השמש כמו הדאגות לאט נמחקת, מנגינות פשוטות זוחלות מהחלום, ושום שערה כבר לא תסתיר פה את השקט. מתנות קטנות, מישהו שלח לי מתנות קטנות, רסיסים של כוונה, עיגולים של אמונה. מתנות קטנות, מישהו שלח לי מתנות קטנות, כמו הכוח לקבל את מה שאין, את מה שיש, מה עוד אפשר כבר לבקש. מתנות קטנות, כיוונו ובחרת ואותנו קידשת, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. והריח הזה ששורט לי את הלב מתגנב ופותח דלתות אל אושר קטן, אל אותו שיר ישן שעובר אצלנו במשך דורות. מתנות קטנות, מישהו שלח לי מתנות קטנות, רסיסים של כוונה, עיגולים של אמונה. מתנות קטנות, מישהו שלח לי מתנות קטנות, כמו הכוח לקבל את מה שאין, את מה שיש, מה עוד אפשר כבר לבקש. מתנות קטנות. calling, come back to me now. I can hear my mama calling me, hear my mama calling, come back to me now. I can hear my father calling me back, calling me back. I can hear my father calling me back. למען החי והחי, למען החי והחי, אדם רנה, אדם רנה, שלום בך, למען החי והחי, למען החי והחי, אדם ענה, אדם ענה, שלום בך, למען בית השם אלוקינו, עבד שטוב לך, אוי למען בית השם אלוקינו, עבד שטוב לך.
Shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom, Chag Sameach, everyone. Welcome to Temple Beth Israel's Erev Shabbat, Erev Chag HaSukkot Tefillah this evening. Hope you are all doing very well, and hope that you are all just weathering some of the stormy waters. We wish, of course, our president and his family a refuah shlema, and may healing come speedily and soon to them and to everyone who has been struggling with the manifestations of COVID-19 throughout the last 7 months now. So, Shalom, Rabbi.
Hello, Chag Sameach, everybody. It is Erev Sukkot. It is the beginning of our next fall holiday. Sukkot is really the holiday in which our and the Thanksgiving is modeled on. It's a harvest festival, a bringing in of fruits and offering thanks. And I'll talk a little bit more about Sukkot later. And of course, it's Shabbat, which is always a wonderful thing and a wonderful way to be together. Sukkot's an interesting holiday because while we have lots of mitzvot that are part of Sukkot, things that we are supposed to do, it is called Zaman Simchatenu, the time of our rejoicing. And again, I'll talk about this a little bit more in my sermon later, but it's an interesting question. How can we be commanded to be joyful or to rejoice? And the word that we're going to sing in just a moment is Visamachta, like from Sameach, like Chag Sameach, happy holiday, right? Rejoicing. Sameach, Visamachta, you shall rejoice. Bichagecha, in your festivals, in your seasons. And so we are going to sing those words. It's only 2 words. They're just a little tongue twisty. That's all. Visamachta bichagecha. And then we have I, but those are the only words. So we're going to start off with some words to remind us to be rejoicing in our festivals.
V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. Everybody can go ay, right? Even if you struggle with V'samachta b'chagecha, but that comes with a little practice. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. Little hand clapping now. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay. V'samachta b'chagecha, v'samachta b'chagecha, ay, 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 ay.
Ay, 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 ay. Those are the words of the evening. We are going to move into our festival service. Our page numbers are different tonight. We are using a different book so that we can include our festival blessings. So if you have a book at home, the pages might not match unless you're using the big book, the big, thick book. We are going to turn now to our blessing of our festival and Shabbat lights, and then the words of Shehechianu, thanking the Holy One for giving us light and sustaining us and allowing us to reach this time as we celebrate this festival of Sukkot.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotam, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov. And at the bottom of the page, since we begin our festival together tonight, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Tonight, let our shelters be strung with the finest fruits of creation: love, fertility, prosperity, wisdom. Let us promise to feed the hungry. Let our harvest bring peace. We're going to continue. There is no Lecha Dodi on the Shabbat of that's also the Chag, that's also the day of the festival. So we are going to continue with Psalm 92, Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat.
Mizmor shir, shir le'om hashabbat. Mizmor shir, shir le'om hashabbat. Mizmor shir, shir le'om hashabbat. Mizmor shir, shir le'om hashabbat. The whole world is waiting for Shabbat. 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 Tov leodol l'Adonai, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ענני באמת אישך. מזמור שיר, שיר עונת שבת, מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר, שיר ליום השבת.
We continue with Chatzi Kaddish in the festival book. It is on page 392.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Ve'almad yivrach chirutei ve'yamlich malchutei V'chai echon v'yom echon Uv'chayei dechol bet Yisrael Bagala Uv'izman kariv V'yimeru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mivorach Le'elam Ulolmei Almayah Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yiromam V'yitnasei V'yithadar V'yitalev Yithalal Shemei de Kudesha Berichu Le'ela min kol birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiran Be'alma V'yimeru Amen.
Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew our days, lest my day to day be as the one before, lest routine sap my ways. Continue with Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, 394.
Lai la lai la lai la lai Lai la la lai la 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 lai Yai la 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 Lai la 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 lai Yai la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. Lai la 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 lai la 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 lai la 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 lai la 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 lai.
Last three lines in the Hebrew on 396.
El chai v'kayam tamidim lo chaleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai hamariv aravim.
We are on 397. The colors of early evening sky blend and deepen, allowing new lights to be seen, twinkling through the branches, the promise that in darkness, new light will be revealed. Bottom of page of the page on the screen, page 398.
Ve'ahavatecha tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Rabbi is muted, but I think he said we turn for Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Page 402, Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha ובשעריך, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai
אדוני
Elohechem.
אלוהיכם אמת.
Doubting is but the forefront of faith, a faith in the infinite growth of an unbounded creation. A doubting age is one of restlessness and discontent with what is current. A doubt is an idea that is still alive. To doubt that the past has uncovered all things is to express faith that many things are still to be uncovered. To doubt that we have grown to our full stature and knowledge is to express faith that we may develop into beings of such power and dignity that we cannot as yet imagine what shall be. Micha Mocha, page 406.
So you may have heard a couple of unfamiliar melodies so far tonight, at least unfamiliar if you're not used to festival type services. We changed the melodies for our Chatimot and the Baruch Hu and a couple of other things. And one of the other melodies that is traditional to adapt, since it doesn't have a unique sound of its own, it's kind of a little bit chameleon-like as it fits its way into the service, is Micha Mocha. So we're going to use the melody for Hodu L'Adonai Ki Tov Ki Le'olam Chasto, one of the Hallel Psalms, which is also the psalm and the tune that we use when we shake the lulav. It goes like this. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 da, 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 die. Die, 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 da, die, die, da, die, die, die. Die, 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 da, 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 die, die. Micha Mocha Vailim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar Bakodesh Nora Tehilot Hoseh Malchutecha Rauvanecha Bokei Ayam Livnei Moshe Umiriam Zali Anu ve'amru Adonai Imloch Le'olam va'ed V'nemar Kifad Adonai et Yaakov Ugalo mi'ad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gol Yisrael.
As we move into Hashkivenu, the central image of Hashkivenu is the Sukkah. Ufros Aleinu Sukkat Shlomecha, shelter us with your Sukkah of peace. And when we go to the Chatimah, at the end, the image comes back. Baruch atah Adonai haporei Sukkat Shalom Aleinu. Blessed are you, Holy One, who covers us, who shelters us with your Sukkah of peace. And so that is our image and our hope on this Sukkot for a world of wholeness and of peace.
Hashkivenu Adonai. Wrong key, sorry. Hashkivenu Adonai. Eloheinu leshalom. Vehamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Still the wrong key. Ashkivenu Adonai Elohim. Sorry, everybody. I just got a little confused there. Must be the heat in this room. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom, Lishalom. Vehamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom, Lishalom. Vehamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen.
Vishamru. It's on page 410 in our festival book.
Vishamru b'nei Israel et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדור אותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדור אותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדור אותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדור אותם ברית עולם. וידבר משה את מועדי אדוני אל בני ישראל. anointed rabbi.
And Moses declared the appointed festivals of Adonai to the people of Israel. We are now going to continue with our Amidah, and then we will have a little time for private reflection. I have to just get to the right page here.
We do start with Adonai Sfatai, so we can go with that. Oh, Shan. Oh, Shan. Oh, Shan. Oh, Shan. Adonai. Sefatai Tifta. Ufi Agi Tehilatecha Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Velohei Avotenu Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Velohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Velohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Koneh Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem L'Ma'an Shemo V'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim Umatir Asurim Umkayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memir Umchayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atala HaChayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol.
Your might, O God, renews the earth. With dewdrops of light and blessing, let the earth be illuminated and blessed. With dewdrops of joy and delight, let the earth rejoice and sing out. With dewdrops of life and well-being, let the earth be revived and improved. With dewdrops of redemption, let the earth be redeemed. Livracha velo leklala, lechaim velo lemavet, lisova velo l'ratzon. For blessing and not for curse, for life and not for death, for abundance and not for want. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Shemo.
Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
Take a little time for our own private reflection, reflecting on our own fragile structures of our lives, our connection to the world around us, the ways that we can bring holiness into our sukkah, our spiritual sukkah of our life at this time. And then we will have a musical offering by Dr. Randy Poloboy. Shabbat Shalom, Randy.
Shabbat Shalom. I had a little technical difficulty there. Can you see me?
I can.
Okay, good, good. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Chag Sukkot Sameach. I searched vainly for some melodies that would be appropriate for this time. I didn't find any that I did like, so I chose an alternative path, and this was a tune that was written back in 1848 by Joseph Brackett, a member of the quite radical religious sect, the Shakers. And I don't know, with that little tidbit of information, maybe some of you might be able to figure out this is Simple Gifts, which has a connection with the Sukkot holiday, believe it or not. Just a little word about the Shakers, just for background information. They were a very radical, unconventional religious sect that practiced total celibacy and a type of economic socialism, even communism, and of course a preparation for the world to come. They valued humility, simplicity, and implicit in their thinking and their philosophy of life was the joy of the harvest, which is the connection with Sukkot. So there is believe it or not, a Jewish connection to all of this. Back in 1944, the American Jewish composer Aaron Copland appropriated this melody, which was virtually unknown outside of Shaker circles, and included it as the centerpiece of his ballet Appalachian Spring. So the tune is quite prominent there, and also he subsequently incorporated this tune in a work for piano and voice called Old American Songs. Copland, who was quite radical politically for the era that he lived in and was openly gay, seemed to resonate with the message of the Shakers that, from 100 years ago. They were a people who shunned all material pleasures, earthly pleasures, for something that they felt was of far greater importance, the afterlife. So this certainly resonated and seemed to move Copland to include this tune as the centerpiece of the ballet Appalachian Spring. So this is Simple Gifts.
Thank you, Randy. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So wonderful to be with you on this Zman Simchatenu, on this holiday of rejoicing. I'm going to just share a little bit with you. This holiday, as I mentioned, is Zman Simchatenu. And so one of the questions that we ask is, what is the source? What is the source of our rejoicing? What are we supposed to be happy about? This description of Sukkot parallels, but is also different from the descriptions we have of the other two pilgrimage festivals, Passover and Shavuot. Sukkot does not commemorate a specific occurrence, such as the Exodus. Passover is Zman Cherutenu, the time of our freedom, or the giving of Torah, Zman Matan Toratenu at Shavuot, the time of the giving of our Torah. There is no one moment or anniversary that Sukkot commemorates. Rather, it's supposed to remind us of our wandering in the desert under God's constant care. God commands us to dwell in these temporary booths so that, in these temporary booths, as Torah says, quote, so that your generations may know that it was in Sukkot that I housed the children of Israel when I took them out of Egypt. What a strange reason for happiness. After all, our 40 years of wandering in the wilderness were not a happy time. And yet the holiday is meant to be the happiest of all of our festivals. Perhaps a few clues can be noticed from the text of this commandment's this commandment's justification and from the reality of the Sukkah itself. God says that this observance is future-oriented, quote, so that your generations may know, unquote. The happiness we are to experience is not a recreation of the happiness we felt in the wilderness. After all, that was a time of many grumblings and plagues and of fear and starvation and thirst. No, we are meant to be happy, not in imitation of that time, but in appreciation of our having gotten past that time. Our joy is the joy of resilience. It is the joy of generations that have followed the beleaguered generation of the desert. The joy of those who have somehow survived the trials and tribulations of the wilderness and then many other challenging periods in our history. We are all struggling right now to keep on going through a wilderness of deprivation, of fear, of suffering and confusion. And yet somehow we keep on moving forward. The temporary shelter we're supposed to dwell in is an incomplete, fragile structure. It's not a monument to power or security. It's a monument to getting by, to being resilient and hopeful. This is that time. Zman Simchatenu, a time to rejoice in our resiliency, in our ability to hope, even in challenging times, and in our faith that we will once again reach a time of joy. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach to all of you. And we are going to continue with singing Happy Birthday because it is our first weekend of the month. So if you have if we have a birthday, we will be celebrating you this October. So we're going to sing Happy Birthday. And then after our birthday blessings, we will sing our Hallel blessing and shake our lulav, and then move toward the conclusion of our service. You're muted, Cantor.
Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. How about those chocolate pencils, Rabbi?
I have them. If anybody wants to, come by the temple, we can get them a chocolate pencil. We can do that.
Good.
We're going to offer you a blessing. To all of those of you who have birthdays in October, I'd just like to say to you that we wish you a year of health and of blessing, a year of connection, even when we are physically apart from each other, to feel connected to others around you, to feel the love of others, a year of growth of spirit and faith, and a year in which we all work together to bring our world a little bit more peace. So here we go.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and may God keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine into you and through you to others. May God always be compassionate unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God and all that is good be present for you in your life. May you find shalom, wholeness, and peace in your heart, in your family, in your community. And may we join with others to bring our world closer to shalom, wholeness, and peace. We say together,
Amen.
and some people are mentioning birthdays of people they care about in the Facebook chat, and you can certainly continue to do that. And again, year of blessing for all of you. So this is my etrog. This is my lulav. And what we're going to do is we're going to sing through Hallel first. Then we'll come back to the Hodul Adonai Ki Tov part and sing it to the melody for shaking the lulav. So I'm going to share those pages with you so that you can see Hallel. We're going to actually start with the blessing over reciting Hallel. And again, then we'll sing through once, and then we'll come back to Hodul Adonai Ki Tov for shaking our lulav.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro et ha'halel. Hodul Adonai Ki Tov Ki le'olam chasto Ki le'olam chasto Yomarna Yisrael Ki le'olam chasto Ki le'olam chasto Yomruna Ve'eda Haron Ki le'olam chasto Ki le'olam chasto Yomru chasto, ki leolam chasto. And all who revere God's name now say, ki leolam chasto. Give praise to God, for God is good. Ki leolam chasto. Odu ladonai ki tov. Ki leolam chasto. Ki leolam chasto. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, berachnuchem mi beit Adonai, Eliata be'odeka, Elohai arom emeka. Odu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto. Odu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto.
All right, I'm going to close this so that we don't have to, we can see each other, or I can see, you can see me at least, as we bless and shake our lulav. Paul, do you want me to do the blessing here?
Yeah, why don't you? Because you have the my lulav is here, but I'm not going to be shaking it.
Okay. So first we say the blessing for taking up the lulav and shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat lulav.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen. Odu l'Adonai.
Hold on a second. Let me spotlight
That's
myself
okay.
so that I stay on. Here we go.
Odu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto.
I now have pieces of palm branch all around my house. So we'll place them in the sukkah. So we celebrate Sukkot, connect ourselves to everything around us, and realize that the parts of the four species, the rabbis talk about the willow as being like our mouth, the myrtle as being like our eyes, the lulav, the palm as being like our spines, and the etrog being like our hearts, and that we can use all of those things to serve holiness, to serve the Holy One in our world, every piece of our being. And so now we're going to turn to our prayer for healing. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Yeah. Before we go into our prayer for healing, of course, we hold everybody in our hearts, all those who are important to us, and I will share in a few moments some of the names from our congregation, all of those in need of blessings of healing of body and mind and spirit. Of course, all of those suffering with COVID-19, including our president and first lady, all of those in need of healing, and we join in Mishaberach.
O Holy One, who blessed our mothers, who blessed our fathers from ancient days, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Emaleh Rachamim Alehem, Lehachzikam Urapeotam, Leishlach Lahem Refuah Shlema, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, V'tok Sha'ar Cholei Yisrael. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
We ask for blessings. We ask for blessings upon Rebecca Gilman, Bela Pasternak, Hannah Fields Austin, Eran Goichenberg, Sue Tobak, Alicia Goldfarb, Paula Steinbach, Rosin Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Gabrielle Silton, Pam Poliakoff, Connie Shapiro, Kathy Blumenfeld, Gloria Austin, Caitlin Antrim, Judith Bosworth, Kathy Brewster, Doug Austin, David Bush, Stephanie Holland, Mark Goldberg, Maureen Fenton, Jennifer Rudin, Susan Brewer, Charity Razadeh, James Stead, Ed Ansell, Marion Snyders, Kimberly Zimmerman, Lori Snyder, Brad Holland, Isley Holland, Jacob McNaughton, Bernie Karmatz, Mike Klein, Beatrice Caden, Meg Silton, Ken Mitchell, Linda Jones, Henry Gerard, Kirby Perkins, Brenda Foung Gerard, Serena Postal, John Hodges, Nancy Brewster, and also Julianne Steinberger and Heather Harshbarger. We hold all of them in our hearts, and we add our own names in the chat box. Some of you already have.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yimaleh Rachamim Alehem. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
I would like to invite Phil Mendelson to turn on his camera and his microphone and share a few announcements with us. Welcome, Phil.
Thank you, Rabbi and Cantor. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Chag Sameach. So I want to start with a reminder that the 21st annual High Holy Days food drive is still in progress. Bags will be given to the Inland Valley Hope Partners on Sunday, October 18th of this year. So we've still got a ways to go. Filled bags can be dropped off at the Temple office on weekdays before 2 p.m. Right up until, I think, the 15th, Friday the 15th. The High Holy Days appeal is still in progress as well. Thank you to all of our members who have already donated to the appeal, and to Amy Metlitsky for her beautiful appeal speech on Rosh Hashanah. Please consider joining your fellow congregants and making a donation of any amount. And you can always refer to your e-blast for more details and and links to donate. Upcoming tomorrow, actually, one more place to go here. From education, the TBI preschool opened on August 31st and is providing care and early education to our community's children. Happy and healthy youngsters, parents, and staff are grateful. The Teacher Cindy Legacy Campaign will go until November 1st. On the day, we honor retiring beloved teacher Cindy outside at TBI. So far, we've raised over $21,000 in tribute to Cindy, funds that directly offset the costs of running the TBI preschool. If there's a memorable teacher in your or your children's life, please remember her by giving to our legacy campaign. Beit Sefer has opened virtually with great success for students grade kindergarten through 7th. It continues this Sunday at 10 a.m. with a special orientation for students in grades 8 through 12 at 11:45 a.m. Again, check your e-blast for more information. In adult Jewish learning, a new class starts this Wednesday, October 7th, and continues on the following 3 Wednesdays at 7:15. Our own professors and congregants, Tammy Schneider and Gary Gilbert, present Love Your Neighbor or Not. At this moment, when we are confronting the pain and consequences of racial injustice, these sessions will help us reflect on how the Bible and Jewish tradition teach us about the other. I Engage, Together and Apart, The Future of Jewish Peoplehood, a course from the Shalom Hartman Institute facilitated by Rabbi Kupetz. These multimedia presentations address the complexity of Jewish peoplehood and the contemporary challenges it faces in our 2 different homes, Israel and North America. This takes place Tuesdays, starting October 13th until December 15th at 7:15 p.m. So upcoming tomorrow, Shabbat Sukkot Tefillah, starting at 10 a.m. on Zoom and the TBI Facebook page. Later on, that's at 10 a.m. and later on at 7 p.m., TBI Zoom Siyum with Havdalah, again on Zoom and the TBI Facebook page. Sunday, the 4th, this coming Sunday, will be a Brotherhood meeting at 9 a.m. via Zoom. The spotlight on Simon Saul. You can take a fascinating guided history of Brotherhood treasurer Simon Saul's migration from Iraq to Myanmar to India, then to the US, UK, and Canada. Next Friday, the family Simchat Torah Shabbat service at 6:30 p.m. on the TBI Facebook page, and Erev Simchat Torah Shabbat service at 7:30 p.m. on the TBI Facebook page, and then Saturday morning, October 10th, next Saturday, Simchat Torah Shemini Atzeret with Yizkor Tefillah at 10 a.m. on Zoom and the TBI Facebook page. And as always, for more details and links to these things, don't forget to take a look at your weekly TBI update e-blast in your email inbox. And in addition, the October Kahila should have landed in your mailbox by now. Thank you. Back to you, Rabbi.
Thank you so much, Phil. Cantor Bush, I think, is going to share a little video. Here we go.
Shabbat Shalom TBI. I am so thrilled to share with you our very full room filled with your donations for the Inland Valley Hope Partners. We have approximately 370 bags at the moment. Shabbat Shalom TBI. I am so thrilled to share with you our very full room filled with your donations for the Inland Valley Hope Partners. We have approximately 370 bags at the moment, and we need your help to continue to fill this room. We have a special need this year for toiletries, cereal, peanut butter, all of which we already have, but we can absolutely use more. Thank you so much for donating, and a particular thank you to Deborah Gould for helping organize this year, along with the social action team, as well as our wonderful custodian, Greg, who has been helping us invaluably to bring all these bags inside and organize them. We are collecting bags until October 18th, and we look forward to your donation. If you would like us to come and pick up your bags, please let the office know and we will do so. Shabbat Shalom.
So if you haven't yet brought in bags, and even if you already have, please bring in bags for our food drive. I just want to reiterate one announcement that Phil made, because it's the shortest term. It's for tomorrow. So tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. we will have our Sukkot morning service on Zoom. The link is in your email. I think it is actually the Adult Jewish Learning link, but it is in your congregational.
Actually, that's not correct, Rabbi. We have a special link for our tefillah, and that was correctly in the email. So please check on your email.
Check. That's when I clicked on it. That's what it went to. So that was why I was. So we have the service tomorrow morning. We will be live from the sukkah. You will be at home or wherever you are on your computer, but we would love for you to join us for our Sukkot morning service. I think that's it. Cantor Paul, do you have any other announcements?
No, Phil was very comprehensive. I think I have nothing else to share, except we do have Taste of Judaism coming up on the 14th, a Wednesday the 14th. A lot of stuff going on that day, which leads into our Intro to Judaism series, which will begin on the 28th. So if you know anyone who is either curious about Judaism in general, or maybe is considering taking the intro course, we welcome them to meet us all on the 14th. On Zoom, of course, not at the temple.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to move toward the conclusion of our service. Cantor, your camera's not on, just so that you know.
Yes, I know, Rabbi. Thank you.
And we are going to continue with Aleinu L'Shabeach as soon as I get the page up for you. And
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Rabbi, okay, thank you. Rabbi, we can't hear you.
we now turn to Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish. Our thoughts turn to all of those who have been important in our lives and have left this earth, those who have helped shape our life's path and have left their indelible imprint on us. As a community, we remember the recent deaths of Daniel Greenstein and Rick Snyder, of Ruth McDonald, uncle of Janine Mann, of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We remember the Yortzites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Harry Fox, Irving Goldman, Dolores Hill, Esther Katz, Jacob A. Levine, Hyman Marks, Herman Zoller, Annette Beasy, Israel Glazer, Richard Allen Grossman, Lillian Katz, Irving Mirovitz, Herbert Weinberg, Blanche Weiss, Louise Isley, Reva Getty, Martin Goose, May Kaplan Handler, Matilda Coulter, Fanny Weiner, Roy C. Weinstein, Elias Chavin, Edward Hyman, Irving Katz, Julius Isaac Krupp, Pharaoh Pritikin, Emma Shalensky, Henrietta Adelson, Bill Bean, Rose Bernstein, Elias Cohen, Libby Kramer, May Lucas, Mordechai Siegel, Reva Tickton, Abe Drach, Lillian Ehrlich, Fido Goldsman, Edward Morris, Theodore Rakosi, Marcus DeLange, Jerry Donan, Israel Gordon, Dorothy Victor, Lottie Fine, Ellen Goldstein, Joseph Goldstein, Lillian Levin, Max Charles Scott. And we add to those all of the names that are in your hearts, and you can add them to our chat as well if you would like. And we join in the words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bi'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chaye decho Beit Yisrael. Bagalau v'zman kariv v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Yehesh Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei dukudasha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Da'amiram bi'alma v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Yehesh Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, huyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Amen.
Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. And we will turn now to Biyado, and then we will close with Festival, Kiddush, and Motzi. But first, 625. Biyado.
Beyado av kiduchi, Eidi shan ve'a'ira, Ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo yira. Ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Ve'ado av kiduchi, ve'edi shan ve'a'ira, ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo yira. Ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira.
We continue with Kiddush. I don't usually put it up on the screen, but the words are different today because it is festival. So I will leave it up so that it's easier for you to participate in, and then I'll take it down for Motzi so that you can see us all a little better here. We do even it's festival and Shabbat, so we include the words in parentheses as well.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol am v'romamanu mikol lashon v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava Shabbatot limnucha u'moadim l'simcha chagim uzmanim l'sason at Yom HaShabbat Hazeh ve'et Yom Chag HaSukkot Hazeh Zman Simchatenu Mikra Kodesh Zecher L'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat u'moadei kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon be'simcha uvsason hinchaltanu Baruch ata Adonai v'kadesh ha'shabbat ve'Yisrael ve'hazmanim L'chaim.
Amen. L'chaim. Now we will join in Hamotzi. Take a little piece of bread. I have a little piece of challah bread here. Cantor Paul is getting a bigger piece than I have back there.
Still a turban here. Everybody reach out and touch the bread. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon Shabbat shalom Chag sameach.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. Thank you so much for being with us. Hope to see some of you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. See you soon.
We'll be live from the sukkah, by the way. Socially distanced, but in the sukkah. See you tomorrow morning.